The responsibility of young believers is very great, as they must not only fit themselves to inherit the work of the older Baha'is and carry on the affairs of the cause in general, but the world which lies ahead of them, as promised by Baha'u'llah, will be a world chastened by its sufferings, ready to listen to his divine message at last, and consequently, a very high character will be expected of the exponents of such a religion. To deepen their knowledge, to perfect themselves in the Baha'i standards of virtue and upright conduct, should be the paramount duty of every young Baha'i. Shoghi Effendi. Where else but in Baha'u'llah's principle of the oneness of humankind can the world find a vision broad enough to unite all its diverse elements? How else but by translating that vision into an order based on unity in diversity can the world heal the social fractures that divide it? Who else can be the leaven through which the peoples of the world can discover a new way of life, a pathway to enduring peace? Extend then to everyone the hand of friendship, of common endeavor, of shared service, of collective learning, and advance as one. We are conscious of how much vibrancy and strength is generated in any society by its youth being awakened to the vision of Baha'u'llah and becoming protagonists of the plan. And so, with what immense kindliness, courage, and complete reliance on God must Baha'i youth resolve to reach out to their peers and bring them into this work. All must surge, but the youth must soar. The Universal House of Justice.
Thank you. So today our speaker is Ms. Sima Ghodrati, and her topic is In God's Image and Nature's Design, All Must Surge, but Youth Must Soar. And her bio is, born in Iran, I was forced to escape the country as a youth after facing religious persecution for being part of the Baha'i community, Iran's largest religious minority. My experience as a refugee fleeing my own country in 1986 has formed my approach to life, work, and community engagement. Upon my arrival in the spring of 1987, I began my journey in Canada by attending College of Fashion Design. Combining a diverse educational background, I ventured into psychology at Toronto Metropolitan University, formerly Ryerson, in 1993. Following that, I pursued a combined program of applied science degree and a dental hygienist diploma at SUNY Onondaga College in Syracuse, New York, graduating in 2001. My thirst for knowledge and the innate love of humanity persisted, leading me to the University of Toronto in 2017, where I delved into life coaching integrated with the foundation of applied mindfulness meditation. This journey led me to inner peace therapy, pioneered by Keyhan Ighanian in Norway. Engaged and captivated by his method, I organized a comprehensive 4-day seminar and diligently attended all associated courses and workshops. Currently, I practice as a life coach, utilizing inner peace therapy techniques in the hope of supporting individuals in their noble journey toward personal transformation. So with that, I'll hand it off to Ms. Ghodrati.
Thank you very much. With a heartfelt gratitude, I want to extend my thanks to Armin June and her beautiful children team that he has organized. She has organized this beautiful talks every Saturday, and I'm very grateful to be with you once again. In 2001, Universal House of Justice wrote, "The time has come when each human being on earth must learn to accept responsibility for the welfare of the entire human family." 23 years ago, the Universal House of Justice, which is the 9-member supreme ruling body of the Baha'i faith, told us, actually they told the whole world, that time has come for all of us to learn to accept this responsibility. I'm here to share with you that what I have learned, hoping that one day I will listen to every one of you and you will share your thoughts as well. When I was in Iran, I experienced such a persecution, death, and witnessing this revolution that wouldn't allow youth to be themselves. It was so hard for me to be a youth. When I think about those days, right now that I have learned through inner peace how to witness my own thoughts, my feelings, it's much easier than I would tell you 10 years ago. I could not understand how it is to be youth because the responsibility was given to youth, to every individual, but had no authority. I want to start to share something with you. I'm going to share this picture. If you take a look at this, humanity, all of us. Oh, sorry, I lost it. All of us are born with two identities, a mind and a heart. A mind that has its own characteristics, mind that it analyzes, compares, expects, judges, wants to win, resists. All these are qualities of the mind. And the heart, it's beautiful. It's nothing but the light. It's made of the image of God. It's made of a clay of love. It has the essence of knowledge. It comes in this world to experience the things. All the children come in this world with a beautiful open heart. They want to come and experience the things happening in this beautiful world. But what happens when they come, and unfortunately, this heart that is open and wants to experience everything, all of a sudden faces a lot of conflict, challenges, stresses in this world, that right away, that child closes his heart. And the children, little by little, day by day, they grow. The only thing they learn to use is the power of the mind. The mind without the heart, my friends, is nothing but the artificially intelligent. We will face these beautiful youth that are turning 15, 16. They have so many questions in their heart. They don't know where to go. They actually ready to soar because they were created to soar. They have this beautiful heart that has essence of the knowledge. They understand everything through their own inner beauty, their own inner true self. But because the power of the heart is blocked and they only function through the mind, they face all these challenges. They can't rely. Let me just stop, go to the next one. So what it happens, they develop these two kinds of self. One, it is man-made or mind-made, and the one is God's given. We all know that. Baha'u'llah says that noble have I created thee. So when I think of that nobility is within me, every child that is born in this world, it has that nobility within, that light within. But when that light is covered with all the conflicts coming from outside world, these beautiful children are being programmed by being programmed through 5 external senses. See, Baha'u'llah says in, I can't exactly which tablet he mentions that, but he says, the world is not but a show. So if this world is not but a show and is a mere nothing, so my external senses, which is my sight, my hearing, my touch, my taste, my smell, it's perceiving everything from outside. It brings this illusion within me, right? So everything I see, everything I touch, is not real because someone else is explaining it to me what that is because my heart has been blocked. I came to this world with a beautiful open heart, but now all I see is war and I see anxiety, I see challenges, I see stress, I see people can't be united. I see all these conflicts in the world. So I'm going to close my heart. So my eyes see things which is not real. An interpretation that comes to me It's not a reflection of my heart. It's a projection of my mind. Mind projects things. Mind wants to survive in this world. If mind doesn't use the power of our heart, as I said, it's only artificially intelligent. This mind wants to survive. So what does it do? Constantly tells me I'm wrong, or I'm not worth it, or I'm scared, or this is not right, this is wrong. It's constantly analyzing, judging, and expecting, and I'm in my head trying to figure this out. And the world outside not helping at all, because they are also stuck in exact same prison as I am. They also trying to project, not reflect. Remember, the reflection is the quality of the heart. Heart doesn't have to. I'm sorry. Heart doesn't have um, to make find what love is. Heart doesn't have to understand, for example, what it is to be flying or what it is to be united. Heart is united. Heart is love. Heart is compassionate. Heart is all those beautiful qualities. But mind, when it's blocked from the power of the heart, it has to somehow make these things, so because it has to make sense, it has to go and copy these things, so it looks at outside. Because the heart can't reflect, the mind looks outside and says, oh, love your car, love your body, love your boyfriend, love your girlfriend, love your money, love your whatever. It has to make something, so to explain love to me. It has to make come up and make. They say make fake it until you make it. It has to fake it because it's not real. The true love, the true identity of a human being is nothing that but beautiful soul that Baha'u'llah has gifted us with. That soul which is created noble. So how can I understand that soul? How can I be able to reach out to my beautiful soul so I can be that youth, that I can fly, I can soar? So youth have an amazing power. We all know that, because it's the age that from age 15 to 25 approximately, there is a sense of justice that arises within them. There is a sense of compassion, consultation. All these things are being arise because they find themselves very useful in the community. They want to build a vibrant community. And Universal House of Justice says one of the requirements is to make mistakes. We are allowed, when we want to think about making this beautiful, vibrant community, we're allowed to make mistakes because that's how we learn. It's in the process. But these youth today are afraid of making mistakes because they constantly think someone's watching them. Someone's constantly pointing out to them the mistakes they make. Oh, you did this, or you should not do this, or you should do this. Because people around, like all of us, when we're existing in our mind, what the mind does, mind wants to survive. As I said, mind, what does my mind do? It's my mind wants to make sure I'm safe, I'm protected. And the way our mind does that, it's constantly analyzing things and protecting me from, what is it protecting me of? Why our mind is constantly in the survival mode? So with these challenges, this hardship, everything is stress has come towards us because we have our thoughts and our feelings. When there is no unity between these two, when I don't understand my own thoughts and my own feelings, when I don't know how to use these beautiful servants that they're there to help me to understand my reality, when I don't know them, what happens to me? My mind constantly thinks I'm in danger. It says danger, danger, danger. Like let's say, for example, your mom or your boyfriend or your friends tells you, or you didn't do your room, or something like very, very simple things, or could be very harsh things. But all of a sudden, I feel that I'm in danger. I feel that I'm in danger because our mind has from the childhood wants to protect me from these feelings that I have, from the feeling of guilt, feeling of shame, feeling of fear, feeling of anger. So these beautiful youth that are being raised in the community, when they enter this world, imagine the people around them also have been able to feed their soul, have been able to understand that they are created noble. They have this beautiful, noble soul that it has the essence of knowledge, and they constantly be in touch with that beautiful soul rather than focusing at what's outside. That's which we just mentioned. The world outside is not but a show. So what is real then? If that's a show, that is a semblance of reality. What is reality? What is real? I need to make sure I enter my inner world. We have to allow our beautiful youth to enter their inner world. Their inner world could be sometimes very, my friends, scary, because what has external world has told them, what has they pushed them towards, what is constantly telling them what to do, how to do it. And God forbid, if they don't do it the way adult was asking, they get scared. When they get scared, what do? They close their heart. They close their heart and they don't want to deal with anything. But if we want the heart to be open, we have to allow the authority. We have to give them that authority to make those mistakes, because it's part of the growing. The other day, my son came home and he told me that, Mom, I didn't do well in my exam. And that day, I actually did not do well making lunch because I was making my own recipes. And he was very upset that he did not do well in his exam. So I looked at him, I said, well, you and I were going to go out for lunch. He said, why? I said, because I also did not do very well making lunch for you. So instead of him being so anxious and so angry and so upset, I shared something very in common with him. I told him that I also make mistakes and it's okay to make mistakes. It's safe. We have to create an environment for our beautiful youth to be safe, to feel they're safe, to feel that whatever they think and they feel, it's okay, it's real. It's real. So he was scared. He did not do well in his exam. But at the same time, he also felt, oh, okay, we're all equal. None of us are superior to others. It doesn't matter what age we are, my friends. We can be 2 years old or we can be 99 years old. We're not going to be free of making mistakes. We're all going to always carry fear, shame, guilt, all these feelings with us. But these feelings are there to help us to grow. They're not there to punish me. So when your child feeling guilty or feeling frightened, and instead of focusing on what's outside, what have they done wrong, and go on, like, we all do that, go on for a long time and making sure we tell them what the mistakes they made, try to help them to focus on the feelings they have. What is this guilt that they have? For example, if the child comes and tells you, oh, Mom, you know what? I lied yesterday, or I cheated yesterday, or I did something wrong yesterday. Okay, they don't have to tell us. They do that because out of respect. But if they do share these kind of information with us, so when they share their thoughts with us, when they actually come and share all these mistakes they make, imagine we help them to focus, and instead of focusing on outside world, which Baha'u'llah says is not real, focus on the inside world. Bring their attention to their inner world and say, oh, sweetheart, your guilt has arisen. I also have guilt. I also feel sometimes guilty. And thank God for guilt, because the guilt is, we can call it the police in us. So in inner peace, when we look at these feelings like guilt, shame, or the voice of our conscience, these are amazing friends that we have. We need to learn how to use them, not to abuse them. So when my son or myself, any of my clients feel guilty, I said, okay, what did guilt tell you? The process is important for you to understand from A to B is focusing on what happened, not to the result. The result, it doesn't matter what we do. The result was here before I was here. But the actions and the reactions that we took, action is from the heart, reaction is from the mind. Mind projects things, heart reflects things. So if the child is trying to, or a youth trying to share things with us, all of us and as adults, but they're trying to tell us, oh, I made this mistake, I made that mistake. Bring them into the inner world. Just share with them. Say, oh, it's so beautiful that you feel guilty. Baha'u'llah says we should bring ourselves to account each day. And if we didn't have guilt, how do we bring ourselves to account each day? Thank God for guilt, that now you can go. And I'm very grateful that you talked to me, but this is between you and God. Go, figure it out, say your prayers, but be grateful that you have these beautiful feelings that are there to help you to grow, to manifest, and to become, to, as Abdul Baha said, to grow and appear in the utmost beauty. These are for us to use and also to share with our beautiful youth. If our beautiful youth today don't get in touch with their inner world, if they block their heart, what happens, my friends? We look at the world around you. How many youth they know that they don't attend any meetings, but they're still seeking something, seeking some sort of knowledge, or seeking some sort of they're in a identity crisis. They want to be somebody, they want to be something. And the reason for that is because the mind is in a survival mode. When the mind is in a survival mode, it constantly wants to make something out of me. Like it wants to say, oh, I'm very pretty, or I'm very smart in school, I'm the greatest pianist in the world, I'm the amazing artist, or so and so goes on and on and on. Because it's constantly comparing and competing, it uses those qualities to show something outside. But what are we suffering? The youth are ourselves, even ourselves. We're suffering from losing our true identity. I don't have any idea that I'm created noble. Where is that nobility? How can I be in touch with that nobility? How would I get to know that beautiful soul that Baha'u'llah has gifted me with? This is why it's so important today that the children go to the children class and the junior youth program, and then continue going to the Ruhis and go on and become the amazing individual in the society, and in building a vibrant community. But if that youth, I'm sure all of you have been around so many youth. Either you have nephews or nieces or neighbors or cousins or someone, your friends, kids. Let these beautiful souls know that it's okay to make mistakes. They should share their mistakes, and they should move on forward, learning from the mistakes that they made. They should come and consult. It's okay to be themselves. And when we create that safe environment that allow them to be themselves, allow them to dress up, they're not being judged for how they dress, they're not being judged for who their parents are, they're not being judged what culture they have, they're not totally being judged, they're just being looked upon as a noble being, and they feel safe to share. These youth, I tell you, within a day, not even a day, within a second, you see them soaring. And who can provide this environment? Who can provide this place for them? If it's not us, tell me a society and a community today that can actually say, oh, I'm the best community and best society that I can provide such a place for youth. My friends, it's us. It's only us, and it's only through the writings of Baha'u'llah that lamp can be lit. When today, our mind, like 20 years ago, Universal House of Justice said that all of us has to learn to accept the responsibility. But today, Universal House of Justice says all must surge, but youth must soar. So we're going to debate even more, furthermore, that what do we have to all do to surge? If I get to know myself, if I start learning to get to know myself, and I understand my own thoughts and my own feelings through the writings of Baha'u'llah, if I understand who I am, if I know that inner child of me, that beautiful soul that Baha'u'llah has gifted me with, and constantly be with that child, with him, I don't have to do anything else. I shine upon the world. We become who we truly are. But unfortunately, we know we don't have such a society. We know we don't have such a community. We know that our children today desperately needs what Universal House of Justice is telling us. We know that the only way that everyone, all of us can soar today, all of us can fly or help the youth to soar, is through these core activities, through to get to know ourselves better, to let these youth to be themselves, to support this amazing youth, to be there for them, to listen to them without any judgment. Because remember, when we judge, we only use the power of mind. But as soon as we allow them to be themselves, we create a very safe environment for every one of them. Because they're created rich, they're noble, they have the essence of knowledge. Not only them, all of us. We know, with all we have to do, just think about our true identity. This true identity is the only identity, its only power can come and reconcile between my thoughts and my feelings. Today, it's the youth, you see, they're constantly struggling because they're not aware of their feelings. They're aware of their thoughts because their thoughts comes from outside world. Constantly the conflict is given to them. Constantly everything's been interpreted to them. That their teachers telling them this, that their parents are telling this, their neighbors telling this, everyone's telling so many things, even the scholars and the doctors are all coming and giving them so much education, so much knowledge, but that knowledge without the power of heart, it's not doing its job. It actually will arouse against all of us. How many doctors in this world that you know they're prescribing medication for depression? How many? Like the tools today that makes everyone very, very powerful is either the medication for antidepressant or they give gun to the youth. This way they want to make the youth very powerful by these two substances. So how can that mind that carries a gun and takes medication finds who truly is? How that beautiful youth that was created noble now is 20 years old, 25 years old, doesn't understand the world and constantly in fight because doesn't understand his own feelings, doesn't know the guilt is good for him, doesn't know that this fear is good for him, doesn't know because it's constantly being suppressed. The mind doesn't like these feelings. The mind that doesn't want, it's blocked. The heart doesn't want to get to know those feelings. Therefore, it fights outside. Therefore, these beautiful youth that we have constantly want to be somebody because they want to prove something because they're using only the power of the mind. So to end my experience and my thoughts with all of your friends, I was wondering if dear Arhamjan can share that beautiful hidden words of Baha'u'llah, number 13 in Arabic.
I created the rich. I created the rich. I created the rich. Why dost thou bring thyself down to poverty? I created the rich. I created the rich. I created the rich. Why dost thou bring thyself down to poverty? Noble I made thee. Noble I made thee. Noble I made thee. Wherewith dost thou abase thyself? Noble I made thee. Noble I made thee. Noble I made thee. Wherewith dost thou abase thyself? Out of the essence of knowledge I gave thee being, gave thee being, gave thee being. Out of the essence of knowledge I gave thee being. Why seekest thou enlightenment from anyone beside me? Out of the clay of love I molded thee. I molded thee. I molded thee. Out of the clay of love I molded thee. How dost thou busy thyself with another? Turn thy sight unto thyself. Turn thy sight unto thyself. Turn thy sight unto thyself, that thou mayest find me standing within thee. Mighty, powerful, and self-subsisting. Mighty, powerful, and self-subsisting. Mighty, powerful, and self-subsisting. Mighty, powerful, and self-subsisting.
When the mind gives its power to the power of the heart, that's where we can actually see that he's standing within ourselves, mighty and powerful. But without that, we will never be able. We will be a bunch of people who are artificially intelligent, only using the power of mind. Thank you very much for having me today.
Thank you very much. Now we have time for some questions and answers, so people can put their questions in the chat. Okay. The first question is, how do you handle when your teenager hides their mistake from you and lies about it?
Sorry, say that again. I couldn't hear properly.
How do you handle when your teenager hides their mistake from you and lies about it?
Okay. This doesn't happen in one night. This must have happened from the childhood. It goes back again. How do we raise these beautiful children in our home? If the child has been raised with making mistakes, has been allowed to be themselves, they do not hide these things. They do not lie. They do not do those things. But when this happens, and instead of focusing on a child, I would suggest or wholeheartedly advise that go back and see what happened for the last 10 years. How did I deal with this beautiful, noble being that I was raising? What happened? So I think that what is very important is we do not have anything to do with the results. We have no hand in the result. Result is always been there. But what I can do is focus on my actions. What did I do? What happened? Go back to 4 years, go back to 3 years or 2 years. See how do you talk to this child? What are the responsibilities and authority that this teenager has? You see, we talked about responsibility. When the child is born, the child has zero responsibility and zero authority. And the parents both have 100%. Child becomes 2 years old, it becomes their responsibility and authority becomes 80%. Child is 10, theirs becomes 70. As the child grows, the responsibility and authority of the parents is less and less and less until the child, let's say in North America, it's 18. Parents have zero responsibility and zero authority. Or in the other way, we can also look at it in a way that we're all equal now. We consult, we come together and consult, but we have no authority and responsibility to change one another. It's only a matter of consultation. But if the child is 13 years old, has never been able to make a mistake, and now she hides or he hides and he lies about it, as a parent, I'm a parent, I have to go back. I have to analyze my own actions and go back. However, maybe the best is to sit down with that beautiful, noble being, say, okay, I've been analyzing my life. I've been looking at the things that has been happening in our lives. I'm looking at the things that I've done this way and that way. So maybe apology will go forward and also sit down and see how we can help for this child to develop a better habits, because these are habits, and habits start when I told you the heart closes. When the heart is closed, it's all in mind. I need to be the better. I need to do this. I need to do that. I need to catch this. This teenager wants to be somebody for someone, but obviously not in the house. She wants to, or he wants to prove something to somebody. So I would definitely recommend to go back and analyze your own actions.
Thank you. The next question is, aren't some people misled by the heart? We have an expression, the heart wants what the heart wants, usually when it is not something very good.
Okay, that's beautiful. Thank you for asking that. That also is not heart, that's mind. You see, mind is constantly copying the heart. Mind wants to make things real, wants to show us, even that expression is not the heart. It's again, it's the game that we have in the mind. Heart is nothing but that beautiful soul that Baha'u'llah has gifted us. We just heard that beautiful prayers. It's created rich. It has the essence of knowledge. It's made of the clay of love. So I can follow that, or I can follow my mind. If I follow my mind and not allow my heart to shine, I can be whatever I want. So, and it's okay because I'm using the power of mind. I can fight with everyone. I can do whatever I want because I live in this world of existence, which is not real and is nothing but the show, but I have to survive. But what you just said, that has nothing to do with the heart.
The next question is nobility related to accomplishment in this world?
Nobility, it's something for me, but the way I understand it, you see, Abdul Baha talks about light upon light. Nobility we're born with, but it needs to be nurtured. It comes to this world and wants to experience things. But just like the body, like you know how there are few things in our body that need to stay to survive. It's the must things: air, food, and water, right? We need these three things to survive. So nobility also is within us, but it has to be fit. To me, the way I can feed that nobility that come to this world and has to be shine upon the world, and it's to me, it's obligatory prayers, reading the writings every morning at night, and 95 times Allah Akbar. So these three things, to me, are helping that noble soul be nurtured day by day. That's why it's so important when we raise the children, they let them understand what it's so important it is to read the writing every morning and night. How it is that to say the obligatory prayer and 95 times Allah Akbar. And as they grow older, that comes with the fast and there's some other stuff. But these are the must. These are the air they breathe, the water they drink. And that's how they will feed this nobility in this world.
Thank you. The next question is, what can we do when we catch ourselves stuck in our thoughts / ruminating?
When you catch our thoughts?
Catch ourselves stuck in our thoughts or ruminating.
Okay. So when you hear your own thoughts, the best thing you can do is don't suppress it. Close your eyes, allow that thought comes. Because these thoughts will show themselves to all of us. I hope the youth are here like listening, because that's why the youth can soar, because it's so easy for the youth go from the mind to the heart. For adult, it takes a while because we have habits. We have a lot of journey and the past. But for the youth, they're already in their heart. So it's very easy just to see your thoughts. Allow yourself to witness your thoughts. At Inner Peace, this is what we do. We help the friends to unite their thoughts and feelings, to allow that thought comes and look at it. See, how does this thought of yours show themselves to you? Are they coming as a carousel? They coming as a picture, as a memory? They show themselves somehow. So when you actually allow that thought comes, the next step is that thought that comes from outside. I promise you, it's connected to a feelings. A lot of youth today, they have anxiety because they're worried about their future. And so when the thought comes, allow the thought comes and just focus on what do you feel? Where do you feel this anxious? So you focus on your feelings and allow these feelings to come. Because friends, all of us are born with these feelings. No one in this world will break your heart. No one will give you any hard feelings and no one will. We all have these feelings within us. I'm talking about beautiful youth. If someone breaks your heart, don't blame the person. Just go into your own heart and find that pain. Pain is within us. And we know that the value of love, the state of value of love is pain. Why is it pain? To me, because the mind doesn't want to like those feelings. Our mind doesn't want me to like this pain, constantly wants me to avoid this pain. But in the moment that those thoughts comes, allow yourself to see this pain coming, this pain telling you, oh, your mom did this, or your boyfriend did this, or your coworker, your boss. And see, why do you feel this pain? Is it the elephant in the house no one can see? No, it's somewhere in your body. Make sure you focus on the pain. Make sure you find it. Most women have it in their throat or their chest for scientific reasons. But when you find it, make sure you allow that pain to be with you. Like that pain, allow it to come and release it. And it's going to go as soon as you become one with that feelings of anger or feelings of fear or the pain. You just realize you have it. You say, okay, you're visiting me. Thank you. You're free to go. It's gone. That's what we do at Inner Peace. The three unity we do, it's first is uniting the right and the left hemisphere of the brain. The second one is uniting that beautiful light with the inner child, which we all understand the true love. And then the freedom which happens with the inner parent. When the youth get rid of all those things they've learned. Imagine for 15 years they've been told what to do, how to do it, where to go, what to eat, what to wear. And all this culture and knowledge, it's overwhelming. But we all know what Baha'u'llah says, get rid of it. Get rid of everything, including love that we have. Everything that we learn is nothing but the program. We've been programmed. So these thoughts of ours that comes and constantly is ruminating, just learn to witness them. Close your eyes, allow them to come and keep breathing. They'll go.
Thank you.
Pleasure.
So I think that's all of our questions. So thank you so much for your talk today. It was a really great topic.
My pleasure.
Thank you.
Thank you for having me.
Of course. And so our speaker next week will be Dr. Shaheen Counts, and the topic will be Growing Disparities in Wealth, a Baha'i Perspective. So again, these talks are every Saturday at noon Eastern time, and I'll put the link to our mailing list and our YouTube channel in the chat. Thank you, everyone, and we'll see you next week. Bye.